'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, got it!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey! Oh, yeah!
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I am...
Joe?
You know, O'Brien had a good idea about, did he tell you?
No.
He says past performance does not...
Let's talk about that when we're not recording the show.
No, but it was all positive stuff
Okay.
that O'Brien
I'll
said.
make a note. I'll ask you about it. You ready? I'm rolling. Josh Arnold.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic Podcast episode number 1664. November 19th, 2020. 65 degrees is a record high on this day in 1930. 5 below was the record low in 1932. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
I can now bring conclosure.
Is that a new word?
What did I say?
Conclosure.
I made up a word.
Thank you, President Bush.
I can now bring closure to the cold case 48-hour ruling regarding the three-wheeler that Glenn brought home. This is about 25 years ago. I initially ruled for the wife. It came under appeal, and I reversed my decision. He was right all along. Kenny's not going to believe it, he writes, but the three-wheeler in question was a Yamaha 225DX.
Nice. That's the one I had.
I never could do wheel stands, but I did make the mistake of studding the front tire without also studding the rears.
Whoops, I bet
I then
he
took
did
it out on the
circles.
ice, and after a quick left turn, I found out why three-wheelers were outlawed. Good luck, Glenn. So that's
My,
your closure right there.
My sister lost control and drove it right into the, we call it the brick pond, the brickyard pond.
I don't even know why they made them.
1988, a voluntary agreement, by the way. I was looking it up because my cousin used to have one, and we used to tool around it a lot as
What
well.
What
So
is 1988?
That's when they outlawed.
I didn't know
the
that.
three-wheeler.
I'll
I
do
guess that's when you could not purchase them anymore. People still own them after that.
What was the point of them? To save money?
Because they tip
No.
over all the
No,
time.
I know, but I mean, what was the point of even
Fun.
inventing them?
Oh,
Fun.
yeah.
Just
they
to
were
fall
fun.
off it, I guess.
Yeah, they were fun.
See, I have great news.
Sorry, hold on. Part of this says, following a high incidence of injuries and deaths, manufacturers voluntarily entered a consent decree with the U.S. Consumer Production Safety Commission.
I told you have to lean the opposite way, and people couldn't get that through their head.
Right.
Well, I guess I am going to pursue this for a moment against my better judgment.
Yeah.
Were they thought to have accomplished something that was novel that other vehicles were not able to accomplish?
Are we gonna have this argument again about how you're against fun?
No.
I mean, this is the kiss of motorized vehicles.
All right.
They were just fun.
Such a
They were fun.
That must be what it was.
yeah.
Let's make something fun and let these morons kill themselves.
Kill themselves. Yeah.
I have great news. We often are inundated with sour notes about the condition of our society. But I want you to know that I think Minneapolis right now might be in better shape than it's ever been.
Oh.
The city of Minneapolis is proud, mind you, proud to announce that it has been named one of the top 100 most bicycle-friendly cities in the world.
That's got to get fanfare.
Yes, it does. By the internationally recognized, you've all heard of it, the Copenhagenese Index. Thank you. The 2025 edition of the Copenhagen thing highlights
Copenhagen thing.
cities that are leading the way in cycling infrastructure, accessibility, and culture. Minneapolis placed 44th overall. So we're right in the middle of the top 100 biking areas in the country. This is a milestone for Minneapolis.
In the world.
Which continues to invest in sustainable transportation, equitable mobility, and climate resilience. I think these are important things. The Copenhagen Index evaluates 150 cities across 14 criteria. So we're pleased to this is an announcement from the city of Minneapolis, and congratulations.
They're bragging here about how they completely destroyed Bryant Avenue South between Lake Street and 50th.
I believe that's mentioned here.
Yeah, patting themselves on the back for destroying a city street.
The index specifically profiled and praised the Bryant Avenue S reconstruction, which was completed in 2024 and constructed 2.5 miles of curb-level bikeway from Lake Street to 50th Street as a global success story. In other words, now it's screwed up for cars.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was just going to say, a little more than a week ago, I'm driving at dusk on the River Road south of St. Thomas. And, they have that stretch where the bike lane is off to your right going, what would that be, southbound towards the airport?
The bike lane is north-south.
Sure. But this guy decides, bike lane, not good enough. No. I'm getting right in the middle of this lane and holding up about 15 cars that are all going 8 miles an hour.
Well, and that's passive-aggressive Minnesota for you. Everybody just follow the guy like sheep.
Well, what were we supposed to do, run him over?
Honk.
Well, I think there was 2 cars ahead of me, and I think they were trying to, but this guy was not budging.
That was his goal, was to make you guys angry.
Yep.
And at home, he's got 2 Chevy Suburbans in the garage.
Who's he kidding?
So who is he kidding? How is everybody?
Great, Joe.
We had an ice raid in St. Paul yesterday.
Towards the tail end of the program, if I'm not mistaken.
No, early, before the program started.
Was it?
They were long gone by 11 a.m.
Well, I guess that's when I saw the videos then. That must be my confusion.
Today, there was a vigil and a press conference at 9 a.m. How did protesters know about this? Because they were there simultaneously with the ICE people.
My guess
Somebody
is they were-
within the building called a family member, that family member a part of the organization that protests, and then they put the word out, and they were there right away.
This was at an outfit called Brotex. They make
Which is
stuff.
a crazy name. What's up, Brotex?
Yeah, they make stuff.
They're right just around the corner.
It's the gray building with the green trim.
Do we know if anything came of this? Did they
Two
find
arrests.
bad guys?
2 people were arrested, and it wasn't necessarily an ICE raid, was it?
Well, ICE is the only thing mentioned in what I'm reading.
Well, when you watch, because your guy Frederick Mello had several videos, Joe, that surfaced on social media.
He's with the Pioneer Press.
The only vests that I saw were DEA.
Yeah, FBI and DEA.
FBI and DEA were the only vests that I saw.
And if you saw the way, I'm not sure, I don't know who this young reporter is for CCO. His coverage on site had to do with all the protesters that were either tear gassed, maced, or needed medical attention as a result of this.
But they weren't passive protesters, Matthew. They were putting themselves in harm's way.
No,
and they were
that's
interfering with a law enforcement operation.
That's what I'm saying. The guy was sympathetic toward them, and I'm thinking, no,
Right.
get out of the way so these guys can get their stuff done.
As is the newspaper. I mean, I'm reading it out of the Star Tribune, and it's very sympathetic to them. And by the way, yes, ICE is confirmed to be involved.
Didn't Melvin Carter race to the scene?
Sure,
did.
he was also there. Yeah.
Wait, he left his house?
I can't believe he got out. All right, well, no one got hurt or died, or
Okay.
maybe for all I know, these people who were arrested were back at work today. I have no idea.
Well, if they can prove that they're here legally, they get to go back.
May I ask a journalistic question then?
What,
If
from
they
Mr.
don't,
Integrity
well,
here?
no, if they don't follow the story, if we find out that these 2 people were in fact bad guys and that's not reported on, are they implicit?
It won't be reported on.
That's why I guess that's my question.
Nobody's complicit.
Okay.
It's just a different time
Okay.
in the world.
We live in a historic time.
We just live in different times. I should continue my wrapping up with things. Jordy notes that Eota, Minnesota, is a sister city of Coyote, which was founded by Dave Dahl in
Dahl.
1899.
Coyote.
Little inside humor there.
Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O-Da.
Iota. No, it's Eota.
Aota.
E. God dang it.
You want me to call Rachel back?
No.
Yeah.
And I have a follow-up from a fellow who went to the auction in the Boscobel hardware store.
Oh, good.
Remember that came up?
Yeah, a little feedback.
In fact, the fellow emailing me, Jim Schwartz, is the fellow who initially alerted us to this, that this old hardware store down in Boscobel, Wisconsin, was having a going. We're done. We're retiring. Come and get the stuff. Now he wrote a long email, but I'm going to cut to the best part of it. Is he drove down there, and he writes because he acquired some things online and he had to go down and pick them up.
Sure.
The final item I acquired was clearly a mistake. I bid and won the store's selection of lawnmower blades for $100. In the pictures online, it appeared to be around 100 blades, and I figured that $1 per blade was a bargain not to be passed up. Because let me stop right there. Because that's part of the hunt, is just to buy stuff because the bargain's too good. You don't really need it, but you got to get it because the price is right.
100
Right.
blades?
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice deal for blades.
It's like Storage Wars. I'm going to get 100 for those. I'm going to get 10 for those.
Any farm auction, that's the story.
Yeah. Upon going to that part of the store and seeing just how many more blades were included in this lot, I realized I had bitten off more than I could chew. Wow, there were a lot of blades. Trip after trip from the back of the store to my vehicle, hauling as many blades each time as I could carry. The weight of the state situation, both literally and figuratively, was starting to sink in, as was the rear suspension of my small SUV. It turns out that what I thought was about 100 blades was actually closer to 300 more blades, 272. Yikes, I eventually managed to get all the blades loaded, almost certainly exceeding the suggested payload of my vehicle and its tires, and with a quick prayer they held up to the weight. I was off my return to Hudson. The guy bought, he signs off, you need a lawnmower blade, you get a hold of me.
I
can help
I can
him.
get you a blade.
I can help him.
Do you need some blades?
No, but I know who does. You go to go to Marketplace or any blacksmithing website or club, offer those for sale for $1 a blade. I guarantee you one guy will buy all of them at $1 a blade.
And
They're really fun and easy to work with if you're an amateur blacksmither.
What do you do with them?
You pound them, turn them into knives, turn them into hatchets, turn them into gizmos.
Bottle openers?
Sure.
God forbid you'd actually put one on a lawnmower.
Wait a minute. We have a guy. Remember the GLer that made us?
I know him. I've watched him work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
can't
made
remember
the
his name.
great bottle openers?
The GL inspired bottle openers. One was mine is the state of Minnesota with the GL logo. It's awesome.
I have one
use,
of those.
Yeah, I use it all the time.
Well,
I think we're talking
Yeah,
about
that
two
one. That
different.
Gabe, hold
But
it to
then
the
there's
camera.
the other guy that made like the mermaid and the other
Yeah,
thing
no,
we
we're
pounded
talking
them up.
about two different guys.
Oh, okay.
With that thing Gabe's holding up with 272 lawnmower blades, you can make about 1 billion of those.
That's true.
That wasn't a blacksmith that did that.
That's a precise cut.
Yeah, that was.
It seems to me
that
this
was
show
CNC.
has some connection to a blacksmith.
We do. I've been trying to tell you. This guy, I ran into him at the Albany or the Avon Threshing Show a couple of years ago. My son and I are walking to the blacksmith area, and he turns and looks at me and yells out my name, and we spent the next hour talking to him and watching him work. He's
And he
really
makes
amazing, does
cool
amazing
stuff.
work.
Okay, am I following up on this? Well, a follow-up to AI from Brandt, who writes, I just finished up yesterday's podcast on my morning walk. I wanted to share this post I read last week. I've been in tech and engineering for 30 years, and while it has pluses, I'm seeing negatives. I use AI daily to make things easier as I must compete with others in my field. But I don't enjoy it. Beyond jobs, I worry it's going to create a dumber society. I don't know how it could get any dumber.
Remember how dumb we used to be?
We're getting dumber. I'm sure it's all crazy conspiracy in my head, but it's this common man's opinion. AI is going to wipe out at least 25 million jobs in the next 5 to 10 years. Probably much more. It will destroy every creative field. It will make it impossible to discern reality from fiction. It will absolutely obliterate what's left of the education system. Kids will go through 12 years of grade and high school and learn absolutely nothing. AI will do it all for them. We have already seen the last truly literate generation. I happen to believe that. All of this is coming and fast. There is still time to prevent some of the worst outcomes or at least put them off, but our leaders aren't doing a single thing about any of this. None of them are taking it seriously. We're sleepwalking into a dystopia that any rational person can see from miles away. It drives me nuts. Are we really going to just lie down and let AI take everything from us? Is that the plan? And a guy named Matt Walsh wrote that. That's the posting he's quoting.
I agree. There's a dumbing down for sure.
What do our leaders take seriously?
Bike lanes.
Epstein files.
Leads the news.
And you can tell what a phony this David Muir is on ABC.
Yeah, he's a...
Because I've told you many
You
times.
love to hate watch him.
I do, because I place little bets at the table. I say, okay, this is going to be weather. And a stray thunderstorm will lead so he can campaign for climate change. Epstein has trumped the weather, even though there's serious weather in Southern California.
Right.
But the Epstein files are trumping the weather.
Palisades might be burning, but we got a Trump Epstein deal.
I have a bet that I'd like to make with the staff. See if you either take it or you don't take it.
I'm not a gambling man, but let's go.
I got a $20 bill that says
I'm out.
You're never going to see these files or hear about them. 20 right here, right now.
Well, the process
Anybody want
is-
that? Anybody want that?
Here's the
because-
thing, though. I got to ask a question before I answer that, because the process is it's on the president's desk currently, correct?
Right.
He gets to sign off on it. Then we send it off to the DOJ,
Right.
and then they've got to approve what files get released.
Well, it's worse than that. You're on the right track. You're on my side, I think.
I think I am too.
Okay, you're heading in the right direction, because Trump asked DOJ to also thoroughly examine Democrat involvement, the Democrats' involvement in the Epstein and what might be discovered in the files. No files can be released while you're undergoing an investigation.
Right.
So that's his latest. That's the latest game these actors play. They're all actors, no matter what side they're on, what side of the aisle they're on. This is just we are governed by a third rail sham.
So to answer your question or your bet, I won't take it only because
They'll never be seen.
Whatever's being released, it's the information will be manipulated.
So my bet stands. Anybody want it? $20. You're never going to
Nope,
see
I'm
these
out.
files.
I'm out.
Gabe?
It is. I think it's a brilliant move by President Trump, encouraging that they be released, and then he's going to sign it. So that effectively gets him off the hook. But then I think you're right. Complications will ensue.
Oh, they invent games. If they have to, they'll come up with a new law.
Right. Yeah.
Rook?
Yeah.
I'm all in, so let's just take it, and if you win, just take it off my tab.
All right.
Oh, we can do that. We have tabs.
I do.
In that case,
I have a tab.
in that case, yeah, we'll see. We'll see all the names.
$20. Now,
What
should
made
we?
him turn around? What made?
Because
Probably
it was going
'cause-
to be released anyway.
No, that and it's been taken care of. They've been cleansed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do we need a time limit on this? I
I
say
need some time.
I say you won't see them during the remainder of his presidency.
That's what I was going to say. The next 3 years. Yeah.
So let me be clear. If I win, take it off my. You can just.
Well, let's be honest. None of us are going to remember this bet
That's
in
true.
the next 3 years.
We'll be
anyway.
long dead
Yeah.
before anything's
Okay.
revealed.
I think.
What are you gonna do?
Before
think
you do
we're
that,
right.
wait. Before you break
How
away,
do you know he's gonna break?
remember yesterday I made some wiseacre remark addressing the boss, Dan, about how he should look to AI for traffic reporter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
You got a text message, I bet.
I looked it up. There already is AI traffic reporters,
Why didn't you keep your mouth shut?
and they are replacing traffic reporters across the country. The reason why I'm going to boldly state that my job is not in jeopardy is because traffic AI reporters are not saying things like 494 is thicker than Hillary's back here.
That's right. No, you have
That is very
you
true.
have a distinction.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
field.
They're not offensive like
right.
I am.
Right.
Well, that's a good gig.
Or when they
you
the
can get
national reporters say 494 is backed up to Minnetonka Boulevard, where that guy's doing traffic from Chicago.
Right.
That's
Did you get your garage door tuned up? Get a hold of Precision Garage Door. You need a new door? Precision Door has the answer. They have models for every budget, and you're getting more than a door. You get a little aesthetic improvement, improve security, improve the insulation. $100 off right now a single door for GLers. $200 off a double door for GLers. They send a designer out. That consultation is free of charge. If you like your current door, but she's acting up and you're nervous about the oncoming winter, have them do their noisy door tune-up special. It's $149, regularly a $290 value. You get a safety inspection and diagnostic testing. Get that thing maintained before you stumble out there in the dead of January and she's busted. You can't open it. You got to stay home until May. You just can't leave. Somebody will have to come and check on you because your garage door won't open. So get ready for the cooler weather. Annual maintenance reduces future wear and breakdowns. Book online at precisiondoormn.com or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate or book one of Precision Door's noisy door tune-up special.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
This one requires participation. And it has to do with Seafoam Deep Creep. I used it recently to silence those lift-off hinges on my very old side-by-side. By the way, a GLer a year or so ago alerted to us the benefits of using Deep Creep on soft door zippers. They get kind of old and sticky, and you hit them with Deep Creep, and boy, they're like brand new. I'm telling you, it works brilliantly. Here's Rook.
Wait, what is it?
We all have a question. What is a soft door zipper?
I knew that was going to be an issue. It's a canvas door stretched over a steel frame, a removable door for a side-by-side, an older one. And they're some kind of clear plastic window, vinyl, heavy see-through vinyl, and they're zippers, and they really get hard to zip.
Yep.
Blast them with Deep Creep, it's like brand new. Matthew recently used Deep Creep.
Well, I will tell you, my bride used Deep Creep because the dog leash to go outside.
You told us this story.
Yeah, the reason I asked him, Joe, is I want to hear what he calls that thing.
It's the dog leash, but I don't know what the
Did
clicker
you say
is.
Donegal? Is
No.
that what you called it? No.
No.
It was it's the toggle. That's
Toggle,
what I called it. The
that's
toggle.
what you
The toggle
called
on the
it.
dog
This
leash
thing.
was
This
rusted
thing.
shut.
Yeah.
Mick put the Deep Creep on it, and it released instantly.
Joe, you used it.
I used it to free up the blades of a feeler gauge.
Lame.
I don't know how Chris Reavers could possibly use Deep Creep while he's playing town ball. But
I
sure.
didn't use Deep Creep,
On his knees.
but I did. I did use a can of Seafoam in the lawnmower because I put the lawnmower to bed.
What does that have to do with Deep
It
Creep?
doesn't. I'm just saying I don't use. I haven't used Deep
You
Creep.
just don't know how to play, do you,
I
Chris?
don't, I'm sorry.
You,
I
you
would have made
always,
something up like I couldn't open the door, and then the hinges were fine.
the moral of this story, this very messy and long story, is GLers, you need a can of Deep Creep everywhere. Keep them in the house, the garage, the basement, the car. You're always going to need Deep Creep. That's called being prepared. It's an amazing product and more effective than any other product on the shelf. And you know what? It smells better, too. An amazing product in a world of rust and corrosion. Our friend, Deep Creep.
Joe, when you were talking about the failed academy, kids not learning, going off to college, and what was it? The 12th grade. It doesn't matter if they're in first grade, whatever.
Yeah,
From the first segment.
we probably have seen the last literate generation.
This is a study from the U.S. Department of Education. They're reputable, would you say?
No.
Well,
40% of all freshman level students cannot pass Algebra 1. Currently, my 8th grader is taking Algebra 1.
I turned down a 4th grader's request the other day to help her with her math because I had no bleeping idea what they were doing.
College
Chris.
freshmen cannot pass Algebra 1.
It doesn't surprise me.
I couldn't do anything in algebra. I don't even
Right,
know what algebra
but none
is.
of us have been in school for 100 years. These are kids that just graduated.
Chris, I
high
can
school.
rebuild a Makuni
4x
carburetor.
equals-
I'm not ripping us.
I can rebuild a Slant 6 or a V8.
Okay.
The mayor-elect of New York is this Zoran Mamdani. He's now telling his followers that he needs $4 million for his transition to the mayor's office. I hope very soon not to have to ask you for money, but until then, I'm asking you to go to the transition2025.com and give whatever you can because he needs $4 million.
Keep in mind, this is the guy that promised everything for free and then at his victory celebration charged people $15 for a beer.
No, unlike the campaign, transitions do not get public matching funds from the city, so that 8-to-1 match is gone. It's up to us to raise the money. Usually campaigns take that as an opportunity to rely on wealthy donors, but that's not us. No, just give me your $10. I'm not going to try to get it from anybody that actually has any money. He had a press conference at the Unisphere in Queens on November 5th, And he said, we need to raise $4 million so that on January 1st can be the day we start to deliver. All right. First, you got to get him the $4 million, though.
What's it going to be used for?
The transition team, he has to vet 50,000 resumes. 50,000 socialists have applied to work for him.
Wow.
All right.
That's a big
And-
cabinet.
And he said, we have a team. We have to keep paying our incredible team. And we have to plan not just our inauguration, but our policy implementations. Okay. So there you have it. If you're a fan, I guess you could send them a few bucks because they need $4 million. Now, yesterday, Reavers mentioned a woman. This was off the air, I believe.
Yeah,
At the
I
end
think
of
it
the
was.
show, you mentioned a woman named.
Her name is Abir Kawas.
Yeah.
Abir Kawas. It should be 2 different emails from me, Joe.
I got it right here.
There we go.
Well, it's funny because Krista out in Maryland, she must have heard it. She must be on the council.
I would guess Krista is, yes.
She said, I took a little time this evening and did a bit of a quick dive into Aber. I guess she goes by Abby.
Okay.
Kawas. The woman that Chris mentioned is now closely tied to Mr. Mamdani. I'm attaching a few items of note that I thought you could peruse. I've included excerpts from articles in the Chicago Tribune and the Tribune out of San Luis Obispo, California, dated 2013 and 2016. Both articles identify Ms. Kawas as an activist describing her hope to organize with the Arab and Muslim community, and she sent some pictures. One article describes Kawas as the American-born daughter of Palestinian immigrant parents. All right, and then Reavers was selling me on this woman, not selling me, but alerting me to the idea that this is Mamdani's choice to replace him in the New York Assembly for a seat from Queens, which he held.
Yep, he endorsed her for this position.
I have no knowledge about her other than what I'm reading here. She was the Associate Director of Partnerships for CLEAR. That's an acronym. I don't even know what CLEAR is. She's a Palestinian American from Brooklyn after witnessing the effects of unjust war on terror policies targeting close friends and family members. Aber has been organizing with the Arab and Muslim communities around issues with police surveillance, racial profiling, and immigrant rights. She was a New York City advocacy specialist with the Campaign to Take on Hate under the National Network of Arab American Communities. Before that, she served as advocacy director at the Arab American Association. And then there's a piece, you sent me a piece about her that was in the Daily Mail.
Yes, sir.
Where everything you read in the Daily Mail is the absolute truth.
On that, is it Kawas? Is that where we're going with?
I'm going with Kawas.
Kawas. She holds a master's in Islamic liberation theology from a university in South Africa and connects the attacks on 9/11 to the American system, which you will hear from her in just a moment. As soon
You
as
think she gets back there for homecoming? They got a football team?
Yeah, right.
It turns out that Zoran Mamdani is backing her for his replacement in the New York State Assembly. She once said white supremacy was to blame for the attacks on September 11, 2001.
Yep.
She only moved to the district she now wishes to represent. She only moved there last year. And she wants Mamdani's seat, and he's backing her. The mayor-elect's endorsement has gained the 34-year-old newfound attention on some of her more extreme opinions, including one dug up from an Asian American writers' workshop in 2017. She connects the attacks of 9/11. She's blaming America for them.
Yep.
White supremacy, capitalism, racism, Islamophobia. She believes that all have been used to colonize. So she would be an example of a Mysterian who doesn't like this country, doesn't like its founding, and wishes for a new country.
And why did you come here?
That's who Well, she was born here, man.
Oh, then why did people that you know come?
She added that a lot of times when people are asking us to respond about, an attack, when if you took back historically a lot of, she doesn't even make sense.
Would you like? Well, I could play that clip if you want.
I'd like to hear her.
Okay, here we go.
And so, and finding that, the system of capitalism and racism, and white supremacy, etc., and Islamophobia have all been used, to colonize lands, right, to take resources from other people. And so this is a long trajectory, and we're just seeing the manifestations of that continuation, right, with 9/11. And so a lot of times when people are asking us to respond about, attack, right, if you look back, historically, right, a lot of us come from lands that were colonized, lands where wars are being waged, right? And a lot of times because of U.S. policy or the policies in Europe. And so I find that we can connect over that, but then also that the idea that we have to apologize for a terror attack that a couple of people did, and then there is no apologies or reparations for genocides and for slavery, etc., is something that I kind of find reprehensible.
She's about 1 degree of speaking ability better than the Miss Teenage Universe contestant from North Carolina.
I counted 6 likes and 4 etc.
It's a very poor community.
Ilhan sound alike. They talk the same way. They have that disjointed, idiotic sounding way of speaking. Anybody with half a brain could challenge her and debate her and shut her down. I mean, everything she said was based on in stupidity.
No, everything she said. Well, I can't even blame the failed academy because she went to a failed academy in Africa.
Well, she's an idiot, Joe.
Right. But she'll probably get elected.
Yeah, and the fact that she's made it this far is really shocking and disappointing.
Well, we live in some really strange times. How do you attack Mom Donnie for supporting this young fool when the President of the United States throws a state dinner for an Arab thug who murdered the journalist Khashoggi? And about the murder of Khashoggi, Trump said, well, things happen. Well, how's that different than Ilhan Omar saying some people did things? Well, there is one difference. Khashoggi was 1 death and 9/11 was 3,000. There is that difference. But things are so mixed up right now and so topsy-turvy and swirling around that it wouldn't surprise me that if you went after Mom Donnie for his support of this young, not very bright woman, that he'd say, what about the president hosting a state dinner for this Arab prince?
I don't have an answer.
Yeah, it doesn't have a good, clean.
Well, he wouldn't because the guy was Arab, and they would.
He's a Muslim,
right? So he wouldn't do that.
Well, my point is, Trump is rubbing elbows with bad guys, just as Ilhan Omar does, and this woman thinks that because you're white, you're a bad guy. So we're in a real mixed up time in life. Now, Trump, you can always understand his reasoning. It's all money. This guy apparently vowed to spend $1 trillion in America. So that's Trump's excuse for palling him around and throwing him a state dinner. I'm sure it was in a tent because, as you know, the White House is inadequate for state dinners. We have to build a new casino in the back.
Can I attempt to answer your question?
Yeah.
About the difference?
Yeah.
Is it as easy to say that I think at least Trump has conventional America in mind, and I do not think the likes of Mom Donnie and Ilhan do?
Trump has his conventional America in mind. which might be a bit different than the average American's conventional America.
How does it differ from your own?
He is basically a player who wants to get what he can for him and his family, and if that means palling up to enemies, he would do so.
So you don't believe that he is actually trying to make America better?
I believe he's trying to make Trump better.
Huh. I disagree with you.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. You're dragging. We're all getting dragged off topic. I just wanted to bring that up as the argument from the left on us finding Mamdani at fault for backing this woman. The argument on the left would be, because you're playing, well, whataboutism now. They would say, what about Trump hosting this Arab prince who killed someone who wasn't loyal to the Emirates? That's where we are, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah, but you're missing our point. He's not going to say that.
No, I said
the
that's
likes
what
of you are going to
I
say
said
that.
That's what the left would say. They'd say you're ripping Mamdani for endorsing this not very wise woman. What about Trump hosting the Arab prince for a state dinner when he's been found by our own CIA to have murdered American journalists?
And chopped him up and promoted.
And I said, I don't want to do that right now.
Okay.
I said, we live in strange times. I don't know how to. Now, does Trump want a better America? That's a tough one because he's so.
I think it's easy, actually. I think he does. I think you're letting your
well, and he wants
dislike of him
ABC's.
getting
It's not. I'm looking at facts. He wants ABC's license taken away because some woman asked him a question about.
Was that when he called her Piggy?
That was a different one. He called some other woman Piggy. He's just not a developed human being. He's a strange cat, very strange cat. But we had no choice a year ago. We had no choice.
But not to call somebody that asks the wrong question, hey, knock it off, Piggy, or
the other one who's, I'm going to take. We should look into getting your license taken away.
If you think it's bad now, how bad do you think it would be if Kamala was president?
I said we had no choice in 2020.
Yeah, it would be
no choice whatsoever.
2024.
Or 2024.
It'd be a
We had
lot
no
worse.
choice because Kamala Harris would be. Oh, it's unthinkable. She's
So
unthinkable.
here we are again bitching about the situation, but we're not offering any solutions.
Now, I'm not really even bitching about the situation. I'm pointing out how difficult it is.
Well, then I'll just ask, what is the solution?
Because I remember leading up to the election, I think we were all on board saying Trump's the only thing standing in the way of the full takeover of the mystery in this country.
Let's move past that. How do we fix where we're at now?
I don't see a single politician in Washington who would rescue this country by being Abraham Lincoln.
Bingo.
Ask.
Yep.
I don't see one.
Exactly.
I don't
We
see
all
one.
agree on that, at least on the show.
I believe we've allowed ourselves to be just
Hoodwinked.
manipulated by the crowd in Washington. They're
Absolutely.
worthless to us.
You don't think Pelosi, Schumer,
No.
McConnell?
I think they're all bad. I don't
Yep.
trust any of them.
Thank you.
They all want that. And the reason they want this so badly is because they love living on the third rail. They have nothing to do with our lives.
And
Nothing.
there's nothing better for them than to have us bickering about them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Keep us asking the wrong questions and keep us pissing and moaning about anything other than their terms and how long they're in office and them. And you're right, they all need to go. We need to start over. And it's just not going to happen. Not without a major civil war. And would it even be a civil war? Would it be one side fighting the other? I don't think so. It's not as black and white as that.
The question I've always wondered about the Civil War is who am I supposed to shoot at?
Right.
I have no idea.
And are the people in the government expecting the National Guard to shoot their own people?
Well, there's been precedent.
Unfortunately, yeah.
4 days in Ohio.
But is Jimmy from Alexandria, who's in the Guard, going to go back to Alexandria in full uniform and gear and start shooting at his neighbors?
No, I am pleased that Trump, he won't meet with Mamdani. Basically, that's Trump just saying, the hell with this guy. That's fine with me. I don't care if he meets with Mamdani. And back to this woman, Kawas. I find her abhorrent, deplorable. I'd say go back to where you came from, but she came from America. So, and she heard at the kitchen table growing up nothing but how badly she and her family have been oppressed and victimized by the white devil. And now here she is, and wants what? How can she possibly represent America?
It's just so remarkable to me that somebody in New York could say that, surrounded by so many people that suffered the attacks on 9/11. You know what I mean? Everybody in New York knows somebody that was personally affected.
It doesn't seem to bother Ilhan Omar.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, let's turn to, when we return here, we better check in on our Muslim friends in Dearborn, Michigan. Because things are heating up over in Dearborn. Are you aware of that?
Sure am, Joe.
Yeah. Now, I guess what...
Hey.
Let me take... Yeah, don't worry about it.
I do have to worry.
No, you don't have to. Let me take a stab at what the MAGA crowd might say about Trump cozying up to Khashoggi. This is just for fun. Can I take a stab at it?
All right.
He could say the CIA is fake and his people would believe him. So in other words, he doesn't believe the CIA findings on Khashoggi because they weren't his CIA. Well, actually, they weren't they? I mean, he was president when this happened. Yeah, it was 2018. Jamal Khashoggi. And I suppose we're going to find a great deal of fault with him. You can get out of here, you know. You can go to Sioux Falls. If you want to start a business,
south?
Start a business, move a business, expand your business, consider Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with its business-friendly tax environment, no personal or corporate state income taxes. Sioux Falls is growing and has a large, well-educated workforce. The cost of living is low. It's centrally located and has many new developed industrial parks. Voted #1 best small city for business and careers by Forbes magazine. Oh, man, 300,000 people. They got an airport.
Oh, good airport.
Yeah, they got
solid airport.
they got stuff. There's no state, corporate, or personal income tax, no inheritance tax, and no limits to what your business can achieve. If you're interested, and you're going to find it interesting, go to SiouxFallsDevelopment.com.
Latte Schmate. Here's Joe Soucheray.
Awaken 180 weight loss is here. The holidays are right around the corner. So
Tis the
why not
season?
get on track with Awaken 180 weight loss? It's a program that's worked for thousands of people, including yours truly. Weighed in this morning, down 14 pounds in 3.5 weeks. And you know what? It's not just weight loss. It's energy level. It's mood. It's everything. And you know what? You get one-on-one personalized coaching. Look, got my next snack due at 1:30 right here, Joe. That's how it works.
Chips?
You eat to lose
Chips?
weight. Actually, these are Prot chips. P-R-O-T-I chips.
Prop chips?
I really like them.
They're fake chips. They're prop chips.
No, they're
supposed to
good.
eat.
They're good. Anyway, just go to awaken180weightloss.com and start your journey today. That's 180, by the way. You can also call them at 844-346-1800 and get that free consultation. You get one-on-one weekly coaching for adjustments. My gal's Emma. She's amazing. And you also eat to lose weight and you stay on schedule. And it's, again, a program that's worked for thousands of people. You know what? You can still go out. You can still tailgate. You can still go out and have drinks. Awaken180weightloss.com. It's an amazing program, and it'll work for you, even when people are talking in the background of your live ad. Awaken180weightloss.com.
He looks
Please
fantastic.
do me a favor and mention that you heard about him on the Garage Logic podcast.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get it.
If you're in the business of being responsible about the condition of this country, I merely said in the last segment that if you're going to criticize Mamdani, who I think is a dreadful, dreadful cur who has no business even running for office, much less vote for him, if you're going to criticize him for endorsing this communist, Marxist, terrorist-loving young woman, how can you also fail to mention that at the same time the president is cozying up to a crown prince of Saudi who was found by our CIA to have butchered or been part of the butchering process of a journalist who was disloyal to his country. So I could go one way or the other. I told you, I'm saying this on the air. We've had this discussion off the air many times. Maybe to be truly successful and blow the doors off the podcasting world, you have to pick a side. You have to go black or white. You can either go total left or total right.
Seems that way. You're
Okay,
right.
well, I don't do that.
No,
So
neither
go
do
find
I.
your left or right show if you want. But
Okay.
I can't, I'm not doing that.
But the beauty of Garage Logic is you can call out someone when they're doing that and still have common sense. It doesn't
Well, that's what I'm
have-
trying to do.
I agree. And you know what? I agree that it there's an uneasy feeling that he's kissing up to the prince, although I don't know. I don't have the answer, but it doesn't smell right.
I can move on. This Abby Kawash, what the people of New York you're getting what you deserve. Apparently, you voted for Mamdani, and now you're getting the fallout of Mamdani is who he would endorse for various offices.
Well,
Good
that's
luck
just-
to all of you.
That's just it. All these do-gooders that thought, well, this is going to change. It's not just Mamdani. It's everything else that comes along with electing him.
Yeah, you're getting who he endorses now. You're this terrorist that hates us, like Ilhan Omar hates us. There's not a doubt in my mind she hates America.
Do you
not
think-
a doubt in my mind.
Do you think Mamdani gives a damn about the deli that's been on the corner of whatever for the last 45 years?
Of course
family-owned
not.
Of course he doesn't.
No, they're the enemy, Chris.
Yep. They
Especially
reek of,
if it's a Jewish-owned deli.
that's what I'm saying. They reek of capitalism.
Can a non-Jew own a deli?
No, not be authentic. Must
you.
be kosher.
Dearborn, Michigan. Anti-Islam activists and pro-Muslim counter-protesters. So you got your anti-Muslims and your pro-Muslims.
Yep.
They clashed yesterday in Dearborn, and that called out the police. Dearborn is home to one of the largest Muslim populations in the country. It has recently become a target for activists who accuse it of operating under Sharia law. It's a Fox News piece. You don't get these pieces on other sites. The clash began when Jake Lang, who participated in the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot, arrived on Michigan Avenue and attempted to burn a Koran.
Not wise.
This is according to Michigan Live. Lang held up a lighter attempting to light the religious text on fire, but counter-protesters knocked it from his hands. Later, Lang slapped the Koran with a slab of bacon.
The ultimate insult.
Have you guys
What
seen?
a waste of bacon.
Have you guys seen the video of this?
No.
This guy's lucky he wasn't killed.
Well, he slapped the Koran with a slab of bacon.
It's one thing to disagree with a certain ideology, but this is just an idiotic move on his part.
Yes. Then Lang and his group marched toward City Hall ahead of the city council meeting last night. Police maintained a perimeter on the sidewalks and along Michigan Avenue, intervening briefly with the clash escalated following Lang's attempt at burning the book. Okay, no injuries reported. The chair of the Michigan Democratic Party, Chris Hertel, condemned the attempted burning. I'm seeing a picture of it now. Oh, he's got the bacon, too. He's going after it with the bacon. Attempting to burn religious documents, unacceptable. Dearborn is a beloved multicultural city with tens of thousands of people who are cherished friends, family members, and neighbors. Okay, that's what you're supposed to say. Michigan gubernatorial candidate Anthony Hudson, a Republican, walked with supporters along the sidewalk as part of a demonstration that appeared unconnected to Lang's. Hudson, running, had initially planned a protest in Dearborn, calling it an American crusade against Muslim infiltration in Sharia law, according to a news release from the Michigan chapter of the Council of American Islamic Relations. But after visiting mosques in the area, Hudson said there are many false and misleading narratives about Dearborn being spread, and that all he found for Muslims in Dearborn was hospitality. Well, he's running for office. What do you think he's going to say?
Right.
He said he was opposed to outsiders traveling to Dearborn with plans to burn the Koran. I think he's on safe ground there, that he's opposed to that.
You think?
Mm-hmm. We welcome Mr. Hudson's remorse for his admitted fear-mongering against the Dearborn community and the American Muslims in general, CARE Michigan Executive Director Dawood Walid said. So in other words, the Muslims have clearly aligned themselves in opposition to a Republican candidate for governor. No matter what this Republican candidate said, CARE is turned on him. They're throwing him under the bus. We invite him to further discussions to learn about the Islamic faith. If I ever got invited, I would say I'm not interested. And what Muslims generally believe counter to be false narratives and misinformation perpetrated by those with political agendas. These Muslims are bold, creative, quick. They're going to come after you.
Has anybody ever invited them to come learn about the Christian faith? And got away with it. And wouldn't that be the most offensive thing they've ever heard?
Wouldn't it be funny if that Republican governor candidate Hudson said, I would like to invite you to my Lutheran church Sunday.
Come on down.
And I would like to explain our outlook to you, our ideology to you.
Can you imagine the outrage and
they'd
the hand
burn
wringing
tires.
and the pearl clutching?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't be able to get away with saying that. Why can they say that then to Christians?
In response to Hudson's change of heart, somebody sprayed the word cuck, C-U-C-K,
right,
on his campaign bus,
I
criticizing
can
him.
see why, yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, you know what a cuckold is.
Yeah.
Well, he's been compromised.
Yeah. So his own followers are writing that.
This Dearborn has the potential for being ground zero, and it's not going to be a civil war like North versus South was. It's going to be a religious war, as predicted in the Bible. I mean, it's all about religion. That's
Gabe, how
all
clo-
of this. That's what this is.
Gabe, how close are we to a religious war?
I don't think we're that close.
All right.
Why do you say that?
Because he knows AI.
I think there's still a lot of good people out there, and if you want to look at it from this direction, these are very specific things that are happening.
Yeah.
Like, look at how widespread the Dearborn, Michigan thing went, because it's like a plane crash. When it happens, it's big news because it's rare that it happens.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to talk about it. And
It's
kinda
not
sift
rare in
through.
Dearborn.
No, but it's not. We're not anywhere near that here. Or
Right. John
I
has
wouldn't-
he's brought this up in the past, saying things like, in the grand scheme of things, this is a very tiny little minority of people. Fighting.
I'm leaning towards not accepting that. I'm leaning towards that we are in for some troubles.
Well, when you start adding them up, you see what's happening in Minneapolis and St. Paul. You see what's happening in Dearborn and now in New York. And the non-reaction of Christians, or in the case of Dearborn, the violent reaction of Christians. I think something's brewing. Something's going to happen.
The time is ripe, because if you look at census data, for example, this isn't the Christian country it used to be. There's a real decline in the American participation in any particular religion.
Yeah,
I would
but
agree with that.
If you look also, though, at the press release we just had out the other day, where the immigrants were being targeted, and CARE might come out and say, hey, we can't. When people saw this press release, there was a major reaction to it saying, are you bleeping kidding me?
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was just about to say, I still look for it. There's been no follow-up. You'll recall
Agreed.
Monday, our great mole alerted us to the various Muslim activists calling for a press conference in which they were going to state their opposition to the very idea that they needed to be vetted before they got their money for a lot of Medicaid programs. And the outrage was instant, at least on this show. I can't believe they listened to this show.
Do you want to know what I think happened? I think it got back to them at how many different outlets were coming. I mean, 5 already had their news guy or their camera guy on the way. And I'm assuming the other stations did too. I'm going to guess that they got word like, oh my God, they're actually going to come cover this thing.
Okay, then what
They
does
feel
that
they didn't have enough to shoot the moon?
Then what does that suggest? They got people running things who can take the temperature of the public. They've got some shrewd people who are behind the scenes saying, no, don't go with that. Don't go with that. The time isn't right. They're going to mock the hell out of us. Don't do it. But they're waiting for a time to do it.
And it will bring more attention to us and to the scandal?
No, they're waiting for a time when they think they can sell what they call a scandal.
Okay, sure.
And right now, there's nothing to sell because they're full of S. They're full of poop.
Right.
And so somebody in the group is smart enough to know that. So these aren't just wildly disconnected Somalis coming together every once in a while. I think there's a method to their madness.
You think there is now as a result of the investigative fraud?
I think
Somebody said, hey, guys.
I think that somebody knows we better be careful for how much. We better be careful trying to steal as much as we can. We better back off a while. That's what I would think.
Okay.
Can we go back to Dearborn? I have some questions for you, Joe.
Yeah. The home of the Henry Ford Museum.
The slapping of the Koran with a slab of bacon, is that on par with burning an American flag? And what do those two actions really truly mean? And what kind of reactions do they generate? What do you feel about all of that?
My answers could only get me in deep trouble.
I think all of us here in Garage Logic would respect.
I wouldn't do it.
Well, because you would respect that is their
If
that's their
your
book.
If that's your book and you're freaked out about bacon, I ain't slapping your book with bacon.
I'm not going to even mess with the book at all.
Do you think that would cause people to support his anti-Muslim rhetoric more? And I could turn that to flag burning too. If somebody from the left burns a flag, do you think that encourages more people from the left to get involved and back them up and support them and go, yeah, damn right, let's burn flags?
A little of the air went out of this for me when I realized that this bacon slapper was a January 6th rioter.
The other thing, too, that I'll add to that is this is a guy that's clearly, Kenny, looking for attention because he was also part of a city council meeting in which he started berating about this is not our Dearborn. But again, his intentions are probably somewhat in the right place, but he's clearly looking for attention.
I think his intentions are noble, but the air went out of it a little bit for me. He's a rabble rouser. Right. He's a gadfly who showed up January 6th in Washington to try to break into the Capitol.
Who looks to those two different actions, similar actions, and is inspired by them? I personally, whether it's burning a U.S. flag or slapping the Koran with bacon, neither one really does anything for me.
You mean to get you upset, or you just...
Yeah.
Burning the flag is appalling because, again, it's just a reinforcement of the belief that Mysterians hate this country, yet they live here and take every bit of advantage of it.
But doesn't it? It kind of proves to me that you're an idiot. If you're burning a flag, you're just a moron.
Right.
You have no sense of history. Or you don't understand what the flag stands for or anything. You don't understand the freedom that you're being granted, that you're actually burning the United States flag.
Okay, real deep thought. Slapping the Koran with bacon is sophomoric and is not going to result in anything except CARE putting out another news release. The only way to win the hearts and minds of people is through ideas. And this is where I think it gets dark and very heavy. I don't think Muslims can ever be converted to our way of thinking. I just don't think it's possible.
It'll never happen.
So no matter how polite you are, no matter how reasoned you are, no matter how studied you are, no matter how well read you are, if for example, if I could somehow befriend Ilhan Omar and we could have endless talks, there's not a chance in hell she's ever going to view this country the way I do.
So you don't think the American flag is her flag?
No, I do not. I do not. Well, go ahead, son. You seem to want to take a break. That's fine with me.
I need to hear from Kenny Olson before we decide to do that.
All right.
So you're saying Muslims converting is not like a Lutheran converting to Catholicism to get married?
Not going to happen.
Okay. James?
I know Catholics and Lutherans that did marry. And when they did
marry, they're
marry,
probably going to burn in hell.
Yeah.
When they did marry, the entire county was upset. And now, 50 years later, everybody's...
they're fine.
Why were we so upset again?
Well, we've been married 50 years and what?
Yeah. All right, I want to talk about coffee, and GLers, don't worry, this endorsement does not require staff participation. So, Chris, we've learned our lesson with that. Chris, you can turn off everybody's microphones. GLer Kevin stopped into Custom Roasting last week. Here's his email. Hey, Kenny, I was driving through Buffalo for work last week, decided to stop into Custom Roasting and buy some coffee beans. I noticed they didn't have a storefront, but I decided to step in the front door anyway. From behind his desk, Stephen asked if he could help me. I asked if I could buy some beans. Not only did Stephen sell me one package of Brazil and one of Boundary Waters, but he also gave me a cup of coffee, showed me around the business. The smells coming from the building are absolutely amazing. The hospitality of Stephen was great. I explained I was a longtime GL listener and wanted to support his business. What a great guy. And he's got a new longtime customer. That's Kevin from Edgerton, Minnesota. I just want to say one thing about that. You can pick up your bag of beans or your ground coffee if you want. Just order them ahead of time. And just tell them on the internet when you go to customroasting.net, hey, I want to stop in and pick them up. That's fine with them. Stephen also contacted me last week, said he wants me to try some Sumatra Dark. I can't wait. I love Sumatra, and I know it's going to be awesome. Give them a shot, GLers. If you like coffee and if you love coffee, you will love the coffee from CustomRoasting.net. They offer freshly roasted coffee at a reasonable price delivered right to your home. I love them. CustomRoasting.net.
This button.
Truth, justice, and the Suture.
And also North American Banking Company, the official bank here in GL. They've been investing in your success since 1998 because back then they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers where you know your banker and they know you. And you know what? Online and mobile banking are important these days. and for everyone. So you might think that a community bank would have some versions of these that were last updated back in, 2012, but no. North American Banking Company has the same online and mobile banking tools as those other big national banks. They're so easy and also convenient to use. And you know what? Find out for yourself. Check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. Doesn't matter whether you're looking to buy a home, finance a new home renovation project, or get that new car that you've been dreaming about. Their experts make it easy. So, once again, check them out online, nabankco.com to learn more. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Joe?
Reavers?
Yes.
$1,145 as of 7:52 a.m. Now, when I received that email at 8 a.m., I was proud of my, I thought, well, that's a good start. But now I've had some time to think about it.
Not enough, Kenny.
We're going to need to double that. So let's
that's
go
not
here.
enough.
And the one thing I wanted to say to GLers,
You're talking about Give to the Max.
Give to the Max and the Patrick Schoonover Foundation, patrickschoonover.org, playforpatrick.org, excuse me. If you're watching on YouTube, take a look at me. You want me at your front door?
No.
Because I'm more than willing to go to your front door and knock on it and ask for a check.
Stay out of my yard.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say this, too.
Exactly.
Our guy Roscoe and I, we were alerted to a very nice donation that will be sent directly to the charity from Angela and John and their fund, and we'll have more on that tomorrow. But thanks to that particular GLer that reached out to us yesterday. But we will have a bigger announcement on that tomorrow. But all of you GLers that have stepped up to the plate, you can find out more by going to garagelogic.com/donate to help out the Patrick Schoonover Heart Foundation and the Schoonover family.
The Schoonover family lost Patrick at age 14 playing hockey to a heart defect. And that just had to, I don't have to speculate. That floored them. That knocked them out. It was really tough. And they've turned this around, and they started the Patrick Schoonover Foundation. And they give these free heart screenings for kids aged 13 to 24, which if you break down the money aspect, you're saving quite a bit of money having your kids screened, and you could be saving a life. So it's very important what the foundation has been doing the last few years, and we want to see them continue, and that's why we've made them our charity of choice.
Kenny, will you also mention that the Schoonovers will match the first $1,096 due to the fact that Patrick wore jersey number 96. They'll throw in an extra grand, but $1,096 will be matched by the Schoonover family.
So
we've
already hit that.
We've hit it.
We've hit it already.
That's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So thank you very much, GLers, for giving. Go to playforpatrick.org, or what is our address? garagelogic.com/donate. Donate?
Yep.
Yeah.
News in America that should really concern you.
News in America that should really concern you.
Mount Rainier
Concern you.
in Washington,
Yes.
the state of Washington, has unprecedentedly. Only do the beginning. See,
I don't get the beginning. I thought
do
you
this,
paid for the whole thing.
I do this part.
Okay.
Entered a 72-hour long and extreme tremor phase, raising the eruption warning and putting millions on alert. The mountain is considered one of America's deadliest volcanoes due to its close proximity to populated areas in major cities. Since Saturday. No, you can do that.
Since Saturday.
Mount Rainier has been rumbling with constant vibrations beneath the surface. Such an extreme tremor phase was observed the last time she went off. The seismometers in the mountain have recorded 72 hours nonstop and high-energy seismic signals across the west flank of the volcano. The seismic patterns go against major earthquakes, looking more like a volcanic tremor that starts with the circulation of hot water and magma.
What did you say the first part about that? Go back to that page.
What page?
about Mount Rainier or whatever. Go to the next other page.
She's tremoring.
What was the first part you said, though?
She's been rumbling with constant vibrations.
I share a commonality with Mount.
We've all been to Seattle, right? On a clear day.
Just wanted to make sure.
Kenny, I was telling Joe about this before the show started, but go ahead. Yeah.
You can't hide from Mount Rainier if you're in Seattle. We have a GLer that lives out there that sits in his backyard and looks right at it.
Ooh.
We go to...
I'm not done with this.
Oh, there's more.
Peace.
There's more.
I'm sorry, I had another sentence or
Oh,
two.
Joe.
My apologies.
Before you go on, I'm looking at a map right now. All roads leading to Mount Rainier have been shut down.
Well, of course, Kenny, it's
on
tremoring.
both sides, Joe.
Such tremors can morph into a deadly eruption. Therefore, geologists have been observing the signs of eruption. In case of an explosion of the volcano, millions of lives will be threatened. So, this is news from America that you should worry about.
News from America that should concern you.
Mount Rainier, for me, was the first time I realized that I am just a pathetic flatlander. Because we were in Seattle and we looked over at that mountain, we thought, yeah, let's go over there. You know, like we're going to be there in 20 minutes. It took us all day to get there. We got there and we thought, yeah, let's climb to the top. Made it about 100 yards out of the parking lot before I had to turn around, go back to the car.
Let's go back and look at it.
That's where I was going, Ken, because when we were out there in 2022, 4th of July, the four of us made the trek, the drive, right? You go up to that observation deck. Then you take the gondola up to the viewing point. I think I'm looking at it's Crystal Mountain, which in and of itself is almost 7,000 feet in the air. And then you're still looking up at that sumbitch.
Yeah.
And
she's
a
a big hill.
She's a lot of UFO activity there. I'll hold that in abeyance. I won't mention that. We need an emergency session of the Gumption County Institute for the Criminally Incompetent. Boy, oh boy. We got some guys here down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They, let me see if I can get you their names. There's four guys. They, sure like to, I do have their names. Carlos Manuel Villanueva, 37 of Hialeah, Florida. Eric Renard Bedford, 44 of Houston. Jorge Cruz Garcia, 30 of Katy, Texas. And John Ryan Boxey, 43 of Houston. If it was one of those pictures, it'd be like it was like Mauer being pictured with his little league team. And which one of these players doesn't belong here? According to a federal criminal complaint, agents arrested these fellows. The four men face one count of conspiracy to defraud the U.S. and one count of theft of government property. Now listen up, Gumption County Institute for the Criminally Incompetent. They tried to cash a tax refund check that was intended for an unnamed insurance company in Richmond, Virginia. The check was for $27,910,676.69.
I'm going to need all that.
Fellas, you're not, see, that's too much money for you to have tried that.
They thought they were brilliant, though.
Did they
for
bring a
making
briefcase or a bag?
Such a convincing number. You know, it wasn't just an even 27 mil.
According to the criminal complaint, a source of information told federal agents that Villanueva had access to the check. On November 5, Villanueva opened talks with a man called the Banker in the complaint, who he believed could help him cash the check. Well, see, this is what you learn in the Institute. The Banker was an undercover officer with the U.S. Treasury Inspector General. So the Banker said, fellas, you're not going to get anywhere.
Did they do the old
this.
casual stand around with their hands in their pockets looking around the bank as the teller's processing the 27 mil?
Villanueva allegedly showed the undercover officer photographs and videos of the check and said there were three other men who lived outside Florida who had it. He added that they could travel to Florida, but stressed that he needed help cashing the check because the company was closed and the check was expiring on November 12th. Villanueva told the banker that his cut of the check would be $5.6 million, and he asked the officer to create 3 separate bank accounts to disperse the funds. He allegedly added that the men had access to other checks of a large amount, and we can get more.
Oh.
The men agreed to meet at a restaurant in Broward County at 12 p.m. on November 10th. Villanueva arrived at the eatery at about 11:45 a.m. and Garcia arrived about an hour later. Garcia called himself David. So that's good. You change your names.
David.
Garcia claimed to have extensive experience in negotiating stolen checks, particularly U.S. Treasury checks, and also mentioned that he operates a business that is used to funnel the proceeds from the stolen checks. He didn't realize he was confessing all this to an agent.
He thought it was just a guy, a banker.
Then they all got arrested. So here's what you learn in the Gumption County Institute. That just don't. I know it's tempting, but that you're not going to get anywhere with $27 million. You got
a lower number.
2,700 maybe.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But,
then you got to go to another bank.
but not $27 million.
Like that in large bills.
That raises a lot of red flags. And when you go into your credit union and try to cash that, you can't say, I'm going to need all that.
Right.
That
You're not
reminds
gonna
me
get
of the, was it the woman who tried to buy stuff at a Walmart and had a $1 million bill? I think Johnny Hyde had that story a couple of years ago.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
How far did she get?
You know where we are now with the traveling Lymans? We're off the south coast of Madagascar, cruising eastward on the Indian Ocean.
Oh, wow.
And that's why, only because they come to us all the way from a boat on the Indian Ocean from the traveling Lymans at worldwidewaftage.com. It was on this day in Minnesota history.
November 19th.
Well, in 1855, Minnesota's first German-language newspaper, the Minnesota Deutsche Zeitung, was published in St. Paul by editors Fred Orthwein and Albert Wolf. But let me stop right there.
Yeah, stop.
One thing I did learn watching the American Revolution, I'd click to it and stay with it for minutes at a time, you know. One thing I did learn is that many Germans fought for England. Many German soldiers fought for the crown.
Well, right.
And they liked America so much that after it was lost, it behooved them to leave the country. But then many of them came back. Hell, there's a town in Germantown?
Yeah.
Many of the Germans came back to settle in America.
Did this happen before or after they bombed Pearl Harbor?
So this is before.
Did they change their appearance some? Like
they got rid of the mustache and stuff like that.
Right.
If the documentary was done by Ken Smith, would you have the same ire built up, or is it you just don't like him that much?
No, I just knew he'd find a way to go racism, and he does with the Indians.
Okay.
You know, so. It is the second non-English. That Deutsche Zeitung is the second non-English newspaper in Minnesota. The first being Dakota Tawaksitu Kin, Dakota Friendly, published in English and Dakota by the missionary Gideon H. Pond from 1850 to 1852. And also on this day,
November 19th,
1855, the Singing Hutchinson family of New Hampshire founded the town of Hutchinson in McLeod County. From 1841 until the close of the war, the Civil War, the Hutchinsons toured the U.S. giving concerts of popular and patriotic songs.
I did not know that.
They sound like a pain in the ass.
Tell you what, you want to see a cool downtown festive during the holiday season?
Yeah.
Take a stroll through downtown Hutchinson. It's
Hutch
very
does it
cool.
right, huh?
Oh, it's very cool.
On this day,
Joe, today is November 19th.
1902, two masked men robbed Anoka's Monte Carlo casino. An article in the Anoka Herald reported that the whole thing was carried out with good humor, although it was likely not humorous for the attendant who was shot twice by robbers when he tried to escape.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Mahnomen, Marshall, Martin, McLeod, Meeker, Mille Lacs, Morrison, Mower, Murray are your M counties, to go back to that, McLeod. On this day,
November 19th.
in 1945, Super Value Groceries received Minnesota's first shipment of air-freighted vegetables. The cargo included tomatoes, asparagus, figs, and avocados, and a special basket was given to Minneapolis Mayor, who at the time, 1945, Minneapolis Mayor,
More.
Floyd B. Olson.
Hubert H. Humphrey, and Governor Edward J. Thye,
Whoa.
Thye.
Really?
Eddie Thye.
On this day,
November 19th.
in 1971, radioactive cooling water from the Monticello nuclear power plant overflowed its tank and eventually reached the Mississippi River.
Oh, no.
That's all we know about it. On this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history.
Who did we lose to on November 19th?
On November 19th, Chris, 1981, the Metrodome roof collapsed from almost a foot of snow.
Oh.
Was that the first collapse? Yeah, that would have been the first collapse.
It had to have been, yeah.
That was the first collapse, yeah. On this day,
on November 19th,
in 1999, McKinley, Boston, and Mark Dienhart resigned amid the Gopher basketball scandal.
They would have got contract extensions now.
And on this day,
on November 19th,
in 2008, Williamson challenged Childress to a fight.
Oh, yeah.
That Kevin Williamson?
No, it was Troy Williamson, the wide receiver.
And he wanted to fight the coach?
Yes. He wasn't getting adequate playing time.
How'd that work out for him?
Well, he got cut shortly thereafter.
Oh, I see. The coach's name was Brad Childress.
That's right.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen between O'Connell and Justin Jefferson.
I don't think that will.
No. Jefferson seems to be a sharp kid.
Yeah.
But he's not having the season he wants to have.
No.
If you know what I'm saying.
Numbers mean a lot to them wide receivers.
Well, I think so.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much, GLers. Just thank you so much.
Do us a favor and hit subscribe on the Garage Logic YouTube channel, because on that YouTube channel, you can watch the show each and every single day. You can also see full segments. There's video shorts. There's behind-the-scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic, that's 2 words, on YouTube. And search for us on all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And you can also sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com. And don't forget, play for Patrick and give to the Max Day. You can donate right now. Just search Garage Logic, go to garagelogic.com/donate, and we appreciate all of your support.